My God, I think France is actually fighting for its very survival. So as some of you will know, I was on the BBC Radio Scotland Drive Time yesterday discussing the arrest in France of the CEO of Telegram, Pavel Durov, and the implications for free speech. So when you're getting ready for an interview with the BBC, which I do regularly, obviously, you have to massively prepare. You never know whether you're only going to be able to squeeze 2 sentences in, at the end of a segment, or if you're going to be in a debate with the professor and the head of a national newspaper and you're the social media expert, or whether they're going to put 20 minutes on you and you're the big star and you've got to explain all the where-tos and the why-fors of what that particular topic is. So obviously you have to study forever to get all of the different angles, which revealed some even more interesting stuff you need to know about. It turns out that France has been so heavily dependent on its African empire, and now it looks like they're losing all of it. They've been unceremoniously thrown out of all of their former colonies, and their trade relationships and their currency relationships with these former colonies have been absolutely ripped out. They've been marched out of their normal embassies, even in some places, and told to get stepping. Meanwhile, of course, Russia has come around and said, hey guys, if you need a hand, we're here to help you, and we're not going to impose any kind of nonsense on your situation. We're only here to help. So, as a result, France is raging because that's basically their empire over. And although traditionally France has been very, very good at diplomacy, spying, they're well regarded in the networks apparently, they've been blindsided by so many things, and many people are beginning to suspect maybe Telegram is actually run by the Russians. So there was a very strong kind of smoke screen potentially where Pavel Durov, who is Russian, who lived in Russia forever, but he basically fell out of a favor with the Russian government. He made a great play of telling Putin to get lost because he didn't want to have any government interference in his V-Contact, which was used by all of Russia, and then he left Russia and then set up Messenger. He was always known as the big champion for free speech. He wasn't allowing any governments to have backdoor access into spying on other people who were using the platform so that they could control the narrative or even understand what other players are doing in that space. However, there are rumors to suggest that maybe that was just a smokescreen. Maybe he is still massively in bed with the Russians, and that's why over 50% of Russia uses the platform. Even the Russian military use Telegram to communicate with each other. So France is like, well, maybe if we manage to get hold of all of the data, all of the information through some kind of backdoor access, then we will be able to have some kind of strategic advantage when it comes to, protecting and preserving our empire against the Russians, which would make it understandable for them to want to get after Pavel Durov. He's now been released, but the pressure is on to try and get him to cough up all the secrets and open the back door so that the French can get in there and try and reclaim their destiny. And obviously everybody knows that the smokescreen of criminals are on the platform, and there's all kinds of allegations of drug trafficking and everything. Well, it's like, nobody's gonna buy that nonsense. Every single platform has that. Facebook, Messenger, Google, even Soundcloud has all kind of criminal activity going on. And some of the platforms don't even have hardly any monitors to actually handle all of that nefarious activity. But you can even go as far as to say, well, look, if you have a car rental company or you've got an Airbnb and there's all kinds of nefarious activity happening there, are you going to be arrested for that? Is the head of the Airbnb going to be arrested for that? or maybe the owners of the property when it's being rented out by all kinds of people? Are they going to be held liable for that? Or how about all kinds of criminal activity happening on your Apple phone? To what extent is some leader responsible for activities that are taking place on your tools or devices? That is the big question. So ultimately, nobody's buying the idea that they're trying to arrest him because of nefarious activities on the platform. No way. It's only about letting France get access to the data that is in there on Telegram so that they can protect their empire. And I guess, it's a bad thing to do, but if I was as desperate as they were, I would probably be inclined to do the same. You know what I'm saying? Real talk, real politics.